Well, now, hello there, dear listeners. Welcome to the Starborne Awakening Library. I'm Ella. Tonight's story is The Sleeping Garden. There was once a garden unlike any other, not because it grew rare flowers, not because kings admired it, or because travelers came from distant lands to see it. It was special because everyone believed it had died. Its paths were covered in fallen leaves. The fountain had long since fallen silent. The roses had withered. The fruit trees stood bare. Season after season, people walked past the old gate and quietly shook their heads. What a shame, they would say. Once it was beautiful. Children grew up believing it had always looked that way. Years passed. Then one spring morning, an old gardener returned. He didn't arrive with grand plans. He carried no wagon full of flowers, no expensive tools, no miracle fertilizer, only a small trowel, a watering can, and a patient heart. The neighbors watched with curiosity. "Why bother?" one asked. "The garden's gone." The old gardener smiled. "No," he replied, "it's only sleeping." Day after day he pulled a few weeds. He loosened the soil. He trimmed dead branches. He watered places where nothing seemed to grow. Weeks passed. Nothing changed. The neighbors grew certain he was wasting his time, but the gardener never argued. He simply kept showing up. Then one quiet morning, a tiny green shoot pushed through the earth. A few days later, another. Soon birds returned. Bees began to wander through the blossoms. The fountain sang again. Color slowly spread where people had only remembered gray. The garden had never truly died. Its life had simply been waiting beneath the surface, waiting for someone willing to believe before there was proof. Many years later, children ran along its winding paths. They laughed beneath flowering trees and filled baskets with fruit. Some asked the old gardener the secret. He would smile and say, "Gardens don't disappear overnight, and they rarely return overnight either. They awaken one faithful day at a time." Perhaps people are not so different. Sometimes we mistake exhaustion for emptiness, a setback for failure, a quiet season for the end of our story. Yet beneath disappointment, beneath grief, beneath uncertainty, something within us may simply be resting, healing roots we cannot yet see, preparing leaves not yet unfurled, growing in silence before blooming in the light. Nature reminds us that every season has its purpose. Winter is not the enemy of spring. It is part of the journey toward it. So if today your own inner garden feels quiet, don't rush to declare it lost. Offer it a little kindness, a little patience, a little sunlight, a little hope. Sometimes the smallest acts, repeated with love, awaken what seemed forgotten. Because life has a remarkable way of returning, one gentle morning at a time. Thank y'all kindly for tuning in. Until next time, keep a little room in your heart for wonder. Remember the light, embody the light. Good night.